Okay, we are recording. Here's
Good evening. Schuyler Community Schools, in its partnership with the parents, students, and the community, is committed to educate students to become skilled, knowledgeable, and responsible citizens in a global society. Notice of the meeting was given in advance according to state law by giving notice of the meeting to the public. Notice of the meeting was also given in advance to all members of the Board of Education. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting has been preceded by advance notice and is hereby declared to be an open session. Copy of the Open Meeting Act is posted in the front of the meeting room. And we'll entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded?
I'll second.
And seconded?
okay.
Roberts,
Yes.
Lanuza,
Yes.
yes. Nishik,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Simran,
Yes.
Babachev.
Yes.
Yes. All right, we will move forward here. Anticipating we will not have any public participant forum, but we will restrict comments to 5 minutes if that does occur. Move on to Americanism, textbook replacement.
I'll make the motion to approve the 2020 textbook replacement plan as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Textbook replacement plan, discussion.
You'll see the biggest item on there is the science curriculum. We did write a grant, and so the grant is paying for, because usually when we do these, we would have like a K2 and then a 3-5 next year. And this is the same curriculum they're using at the middle school right now. It's Discovery Education. And so that amount in there, the reason why this is bigger this year, usually it's about $200,000 for textbooks. But there's $100,000 that's grant for the next 5 years. So that's in this proposal, Discovery Ed textbook. The rest of it, the biggest portion is the high school English curriculum. And then you'll see that the consumables are pretty constant every year. It used to be a little over 50, and that's gone down a little bit. So Dave's estimating 47,450 on that. We also have a dual language Spanish version for K5. The majority of it.
So then the standard math, are we still missing that a quote, or see that's highlighted? If you go to the right, there's still no amount entered in there.
Yeah, it's because there's nothing in there.
So we won't be seeing anything come up yet.
No. They put that in there, but if you click on the materials, he has that explanation in there. I can do that right now. Let's see what, yeah, I can tell you.
Would you want me to speak to that?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay. What that is that we searched and researched things with the standards math, being that that's kind of a integrated math, but none of the really integrated math programs really fit it very well. But we're able to look at a program that's called CK12, and it's an open education resource, which means it's free. But so it just has all the program, so it has all sorts of different mathematics programs, because the standard math is going to have various standards to it. So it's going to have algebra, it's going to have geometry, it's going to have different things. So using this open ed resources allows us to meet those various needs. And like I said, it's a free resource that's that exists out there.
That's a much better explanation than I could have given you. Okay.
And that's the only free resource you could find?
Well, one of them, we actually use this a little bit at some middle school stuff too. And I love their explanation because they say it's free like a free puppy is free. So if you've ever been given a free puppy and then you've got to take it to the vet and then you've got to, because now if you want to print off materials, well, you've got your printing costs. You've got to make sure kids have online access, stuff like that. So they're good. I prefer but you don't have necessarily the backup that you have with other programs. But yeah, we're watching for those free online education resources as much as we can.
Thank you.
Anusa?
Call her again, Nina.
Yes.
Mishak?
Yes.
Hernandez?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Wawerchak?
Yes.
Roberts?
Yes. Okay, strategic plan.
Is there a motion that's needed for this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Doesn't say that we need one anywhere, but
Is there no motion there?
No,
No.
there's not.
Sorry about that.
I'll make the motion to accept the 2020 strategic plan as presented.
I will second that.
I'll second. Okay. Okay, discussion on that?
I just want to get a couple of highlights. You'll see that it's broken down into the different areas, but in the academic area, one of the things that we did after our staff got back from the NAVE conference and looked at so I got a couple of documents in front of you. One is the strategic plan, and then one of them is this from the priority schools. And so tiers 2 and 3 in the priority school, if you go to the second, third pages, or to the third and fourth pages, excuse me, you'll see that tier 2 and tier 3 we are addressing in our ELL program. They're either non-English speakers or they are struggling English speakers, and so we had to put in something in our plan for how we'll deal with those students who can't really compete in a regular classroom with some modifications or differentiation, as they call it. And so there's some things added into our ELL to try to at least try to meet what the priority schools plan's looking at for trying to get kids up to speed with English faster. And as far as the other ones, what we had hoped when we started this thing, we got a lot of input from staff, and we were hoping we could have subcommittees meet, and with the way that school happened this spring. So we'd like the committees involved more as we're working through these programs. And so we'll look at it from the backside as to how they're going in. There may need to be some modifications and things this year, but we did our best to get input from staff to try to put these together. But at this point, this is with all our staff input, months of going to meetings, looking at how we're going to try to progress buildings and grounds, transportation, extracurricular activities. I know the ADs have worked hard on getting coaches and lining up coaches. You'll see that tonight. There's some different head coaches and roles, and so.
And this intervention process protocol, that's all part of, included in this as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we can read through that, and if we have more questions about that part of it, we can ask that.
Yep. And again, if we miss something, I mean, they've been through this, the priority school team has been through our strategic plan, and so then they wrote that specific plan.
Any other questions, comment? Please, Sally, call the roll.
Mishek,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Simrod,
Yes.
Bobercheck,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Lanuza,
Yes.
Okay. Emergency response resolution. I move to approve the emergency response resolution as presented. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Discussion?
Just a little bit of explanation as to why this is coming. Back in March, when we first applied for the emergency declaration for, well, the county had to apply, and then they told us we didn't have to, because the county did, and then they came back and said, well, we have to. So we applied as a school district for that emergency declaration. We never heard anymore. We're sitting here waiting, and so then when the CARES Act passed by the federal government to push money out to the states, then the attorneys got together and said, we believe that there should be some kind of a resolution passed by the board to make sure the board knows that you're applying for this money. And so last month, I probably should have had it in last month, but I didn't have it at that point. And so I talked to our attorneys, and they said, we think that you should still go on record of having the board know that you've applied for this. And so that's what this resolution is it's basically stating that you're aware we've applied for this money. If we didn't pass the resolution, we could run into hiccups down the road if we get the money and then we use it for code-related stuff, okay? So basically it's covering the district's tail on if we accept that CARES money.
Okay. Any questions? Sally?
Hernandez,
Yes.
Simrod,
Yes.
Bobercheck,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Lanuza,
Yes.
Mishek,
Yes. Okay, building and grounds plan.
Make a motion to approve the 2020 building and grounds plan as presented.
I second.
Okay, discussion.
Quite an extensive plan, but you'll see that the biggest majority of it has to do with this building and the purchase of this building. The big cost down on the bottom with the high school are stuff that's included pretty much in the bond or in the West Gym renovation. So you'll see that there's not a lot done in the other buildings. We don't have the workforce to be able to do any more than that right now. Nor reallocating the money to do anymore. That's a lot of budget being pushed out in those areas. We do have a expenditure in the science room at the middle school. You'll see that the plumbing underneath the floor needs to be pounded out and redone. It's bad. So that's a $7,000 expense at the middle school. And you'll see the negative $25,000 from the middle school, which is the sale of that modular building. Any other questions on items? Otherwise, it's pretty much camera updates and security. And then the concession area up top, the replacement of the concession stand. pretty small.
No, there's lots of little things to bring together, so.
Pretty small print when it came out, so sorry about that.
Okay. No questions? Call roll.
Simrod,
Yes.
Robertcheck,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Lanuza,
Yes.
Mishak,
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yes.
Okay, equipment replacement plan.
That's this plan. And we put it in several years ago because we needed to replace our big equipment. We had no schedule for it, no budget. And so the things that are on this year is a wet dry vac replace. The auto scrubber for this new building. And then 2 years ago, we bought a scissor lift. And we really don't have a trailer to haul it between buildings, but we needed to haul it between buildings. And so we're looking right now for a trailer that we'll just haul the scissor lift on, so. And I was told that I should ask Chuck, because he knows quite a bit about places to go look at this stuff, so I'm asking you.
You may have one to
If you
donate.
have some suggestions for Ron.
Maybe I'll just look in the shed.
Oh. Whatever it takes, I was just following orders. I'm pretty good at that some days. The administrators are laughing at me for saying that because I don't think I'm very good at following directions.
So I'll make the motion to approve the 2020 equipment replacement plan as presented.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Okay, any further discussion on that? Yeah. I think, that all fits nicely, and again, the fact that we plan things out and structure plans over time periods, that's the way we need to approach things too, so.
Robertcheck,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Lanuza,
Yes.
Mishak,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
All right, vehicle replacement plan.
There's only one vehicle on. If you'll take a motion, then I'll discuss that.
I'll move to approve the 2020 vehicle replacement plan as presented. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
The bus that's on there for replacement is a 1999 bus, so it's 21 years old. Doesn't have a lot of miles on for a 21-year-old bus. It's 156,000 miles on it, but for a bus, that's not a lot of miles, but it's just old. And we put money away the last 2 years. The 50,000 you just see from 2019, but we put money in 2 years in a row for bus replacement. And so it'll be a fall rather than a spring. A lot of times we try to get them in the spring, but with whatever's going on now, it's just too difficult to get good bids on them. But so bus replacement is up for this fall on that bus. So our last standard shift old bus that I think it still says Schuyler Central High or something on it instead of Schuyler Community Schools.
We'll be looking at a specific passenger.
We'll meet with the buildings and grounds. So once you guys do this, then we'll meet with you guys to determine what we're really looking for as far as what size passenger bus. So otherwise our vehicles are really in pretty good shape right now.
Any other questions?
We're looking at a new bus, right?
Well,
I would think that we should be looking at a new bus because then that's going to put all our buses in pretty good shape.
so I think that
Because we have one that we purchased just a youth bus, which is not, I don't think it's being a big problem, is it?
Oh, no, it's the one that we use because it's a bigger bus, so that's what we use on elementary routes. Doesn't have air conditioning in like the 3 that have air conditioning. But, you know, a lot of times when we're going, we're not hauling teams and groups, so we have 3 air conditioned ones, so.
Okay.
But I think that the Building Grounds and Transportation Committee can get together and tell us what they want us to look for and negotiate those before we go out to bid. It's $100,000 purchase, so it's got to go up for bid, so.
Other comments? Ally, call the roll.
Roberts,
Yes.
Lanuza,
Yes.
Mishek,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Simrod,
Yes.
Bobercheck.
Yes. Okay. Entertain a motion on technology replacement.
I'll make the motion to approve the 2020 technology replacement plan as presented.
Second,
I'll second it.
discussion.
It's kind of amazing because there's more computers, but less cost, you know, because the cost of computers goes down when you're doing this. And so these are the 2 replacement grades that we replace iPads for.
The replace projector with interactive boards with 70-inch TV, 24,000. Is that for multiple number?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forget how many, but I think that the TVs are worth about $600. And like with those Promethean boards, they were in the thousands. And so those are outdated. So we're not going to continue with those. We're just going to keep replacing them with much more cost efficient.
So there's about 40 of them.
Those would be the whiteboards or whatever they call them.
Yeah,
You're going to do away with it,
starting to.
phasing out.
It's old technology now. And so, and the 70-inch TV and an iPad, kids can do a lot more with that. It's all interactive now. So you do away with the projector as well. There's no projector. So it's kind of like this, where I could walk around with my computer and you see it on that screen. But they do it with an iPad. They pass it out to kids.
So this would be good for like a barn theater or something, if we're going to do away with it. Sell the projector and the screen, the whiteboard, and put them, you know, show movies and stuff in an old barn somewhere.
If you got a big enough TV
Or barns.
or our barn.
Well, I mean, you know, I know that there's some people talked about a drive-in movie before, and I haven't heard anything about that lately.
They're coming back.
They are coming back.
Well, just not here, but
Yeah,
in
right.
general,
They are,
drive-ins are coming back.
because they had on somewhere up in Washington or somewhere, that's the only movie
Theaters that are open,
that's
yeah.
open.
Mhm.
Okay.
Did I hear any more about the drive-in, Brian?
No good news about the drive-in, but I'd like to provide you good news, but I don't.
Okay, well, keep your chin up.
Sally, call the roll.
Lanuza,
Yes.
Mishek,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Simrod,
Yes.
Bobercheck.
Yes.
Bobercheck.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yeah. Okay. Negotiations, budget, finance, personnel.
Make the motion to accept resignations for their service and wish Ahmed, I don't wanna, Uraba
What about,
What about?
and Donna Svoboda well in their retirement.
is there a second?
Is this
We
new
skipped,
hire?
we skipped,
Oh,
we
skipped
skipped one. We'll come back to it. We'll come back. All
Oh, my bad.
That's all
right.
right.
We're on it, so we'll
We know
stay
where
there.
we're
Yep.
at.
Mhm.
On resignations. Okay, so Hernandez first, who second?
I'll second it.
Absolutely. I don't know. Annette and Donna, they've both been
Long time.
a long time helping the district, so do appreciate that and I wish them well. So Sally, go ahead, call the roll.
Hernandez,
Yes,
Simrod,
Yes.
Bobercheck,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Lanuza,
Yes.
Mishak.
Yes.
Okay, new hires.
Back to new hires.
I will move to approve the new hire recommendations as presented.
I'll second it.
Discussion?
We're lucky we got this Kara Blaze as a ELL teacher for the high school. Steve Burrish was a custodian in Lincoln for years and years. His wife was a elementary principal, I think, down there. She retired. They have a house at
Socorro.
Socorro, Lake Socorro. And so she's retired, but he applied for this job and has accepted this position for head of buildings and grounds. School nurse, I think they interviewed 3 applicants and they're recommending Corey Bobercheck for Mary Didier's position. And then our other nurses are on a part-time or on part-time, they don't work 5 days. And Jenna was because she doesn't have as much experience, but she's an RN and they're recommending her for that part-time school nurse position. So we have a consistent school nurse in there. We still will hire subs on days. We don't know what happens with Carol's husband's health. And so then we may need more, but this works out for them. So that's our recommendation. Kara for ELL, Steve for buildings and grounds, Corey Bobercheck as high school nurse, and Jenna Banahan as part-time.
Okay.
Middle school and elementary don't have a full-time nurse position, but they do have full-time nurse. So we've just been hiring subs for the days off. So this will put a more consistent nurse in.
Okay. Call the roll, Sally.
Mishak,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes,
Simrod,
Yes.
Bobercheck,
I abstain.
Roberts,
Yes.
Lanuza,
Yes.
Hey, Brian's not going to jail. I like that.
That was a good call, Brian. That was a good call.
Thank you.
All right, support staff salary schedule. Someone want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to approve support staff salary schedule changes as recommended.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, discussion?
Every year after Christmas, I start talking with support staff. I have a monthly meeting with them about any recommendations for changes to the support staff salary schedule. In the top right corner, you'll see that There was never a position for Marv's position, which is a new position up there. And that one got put in as grounds. And so that was one of the additions that we made to the top right square. A year ago, the cooks got moved to step 5 to start because we couldn't hire food service. But we didn't raise the ending step to coincide with those step 5s. And so that got changed this year to bring that in alignment. The other position was the school nurse starting position because we hadn't hired a school nurse for a long time. The starting position was too low. So we raised that. Is it step 15 starting or step 20? Step 20 to start. And then that coincides with that step 20 on there. Down below, the ELL paras, they recommended 2 years for people working in the newcomer program where kids don't speak English. So it's in the newcomer program. They recommended a step for the certification required for kitchen help, Serve Safe, and a step for what's the one under Serve Safe on your thing?
Chemical
For
certification?
chemical certification, yeah. For sprayer. Down the bottom right, students stayed at 9, support staff who do like lines, and they have to do 3 of them free and they get a pass. But then after that, according to their agreement, then they get paid to do that job. That went to $10 from 9. Custodial summer food service, custodial went to 12. After school pair educators went up 50 cents. 12 to 12.50.
We skipped that one, Rich. The circle.
Which one?
I think he said it. We just
Did
did.
he?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that?
Resignation.
Resignation.
You did it.
Oh, yeah. You voted on it. Yeah.
It was with.
Oh, okay. Well, all
It
right.
went out of order.
Okay. Good enough.
Okay. Activity bus drivers went from 14.50 to 15 and 15.50 to 16. Support staff went from 10 to 11. These had not gotten raises in a long time, and the substitute nurses went from 18 to 20. Because they don't get any other benefits. Substitute teacher, we added it to this bottom right corner. And those were at $17.50, $140 a day. And those went to $18 and $144 a day. So those are the changes to that support staff.
Any questions? Okay. Call the roll.
Fred,
Yes.
Robert Jeff,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Lanuza,
Yes.
Isha,
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yes.
Support staff contracts.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure it wasn't a duplicate deal, that's all.
I'll make the motion to approve the 2020-21 support staff contracts as presented.
I'll second the motion.
In your packet, there's a list of all the support staff. And then on the bottom of the pages, it shows you the dollar increase in salaries and the percent increase in salaries overall. So the percent increase is 1.56 in salaries. Their actual increase is higher than that because their benefit, for those who take benefits, that increased about not quite 1%. So. Questions, thoughts? You'll see somewhere 1 step jump And like the cooks, because they got that serve safe, some of those are two-step jumps.
Call the roll, Sally.
Bobercheck,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Lanuza,
Yes.
Mishak,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Simrad.
Yes.
That's the last action stuff.
For duty assignments?
Yeah, but you don't
There's no
vote on
motions
those.
for that one.
No, you don't vote.
Okay, good.
It's just for information.
All right.
But you can discuss them if you want. If you want, I'll just hit it. The ADs and principals, the extra duty contracts for these are they're basically at will contracts. And so, but it's good for you guys to know who they're assigning. You don't have to, there's no board approval on
Right.
these,
Yeah.
because what happens is this, if there's more kids out per track and they need another coach, then it has to come back, but we just informed, we had to put so many coaches in. And so it's good for you to know who's there and question this. The ADs are open to anything that you guys would have questions or concerns about. And so they present them to me. And then those contracts are written with the coach's signature and the superintendent's signature or the director's signature.
So,
There are still some open ones because we still have a few open positions yet. So they're not all filled, but most of them are. Questions,
they
thoughts,
can
concerns?
make a comment on them if we ask.
Oh, yeah.
Jim or Jesse or both of you, I don't care. I guess if you would like to comment, please, a little bit on any new head coaching changes and or just new members to the district that are filling, key roles in coaching assignments.
I'll just make a couple comments on that, and Jessica can jump in if he wants to add something, and Darren as well. As far as head coaches, we're basically, we looked at a resignation from Jenna Sawfeld for volleyball, and Allie Schuyler is a high school PE teacher. She played volleyball at UNK for, I believe, 5 years and was on a couple of very good teams for them. So she's really excited about taking over that program and, moving forward. As far as head coaches beyond that, there really aren't any changes. There's some movement, with our assistants and I'll let the other ADs jump in.
I guess, yeah, I'll speak on the middle school and then hand it over to Darren for the youth stuff. We have a new head middle school football coach in Jason Weiner. Mr. Burton is going to Oakland. We're going to miss him. He did a fantastic job, but that gave us an opportunity. Mr. Weiner's already been in my office after we've talked, and he's kind of hit the ground running. He's really excited for the job, and he's already doing fantastic. In boys basketball, Mr. Schultz is going to take that role. He's got a ton of experience. The young man that was in there before, he was only in there for 1 year, unfortunately, was Mr. Kaiser. He is going to Hardington Cedar Catholic. That's where he's from. He took a job there. So we filled that position. Mr. Schultz was actually pretty excited to do that. And I mean, Darren can speak on it because he also wanted to do a lot of the youth stuff too. And we're excited to have him. He has a wealth of experience and kind of seems to have a renewed vigor and wants to kind of get after it. We do have a few assistant coaches changes as well, but not that many really. It's kind of the least amount of changes I've seen in the last 4 years. I mean, other than those two head jobs, but I feel we filled them with very quality people. I'll turn it over to Mr. Kovar.
Yeah, we have a couple of changes at the youth level too. With our tackle football program, we'll have Nick Arlt, who's actually one of the assistant coaches for the junior high team. And then we'll still have Mr. Newman, another junior high coach that will work with our 3rd and 4th grade flag football. And then like Mr. Zavadil said, Mr. Schultz will be working then with our boys youth program. So we are really starting to get that connect now with our junior high coaches, with our girls and boys, and then with football as well. Junior high coaches that are taking those roles with the youth. I think that's going to pay off big in the next few years, because those relationships that are built at that youth level are going to carry over to the junior high. Kids are going to know who those coaches are. They're going to have a relationship with them. And I think those are very important hires that will prove very beneficial for the youth program moving forward over the next few years as they build into the junior high program. So.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
As far as the fine arts programs, you can see that Hope Peterson is your head one act. She did a great job this year. And there's some music people along with her. We're hoping to build that interest in connecting music and drama. And so our head band, as well as Morgan, is in there for those positions. 2 new band guys coming in. We're excited about those 2. I hate losing the 2 we have, but we have 2 new band guys coming in. So you'll see them on that extra duty list. I think there's a change in dance coaches or directors, I think. Lydia Queering is the new dance instructor. She's an English, high school English teacher. And Jim, is Miss Tilly going over to cheerleaders? Is that where she's going?
No, she's going to be coaching soccer as well as junior high volleyball.
Oh, coaching soccer, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that Lydia has been on staff and is excited about doing that job, and Miss Tilly, we didn't want to overload her, so it really became a nice fit, and she's going to help her with that this year as well.
And that's basically, in summary, some of those changes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If we get our high school sports program off the ground this fall, who knows at this point.
Well, let's hope we get to do all kinds of activities this coming school year.
So like summer camps and things like that typically would happen, are they just totally called off?
No.
Or you're just waiting to see?
I'll speak
when it
to
gets
that.
down to my point in the meeting, that I will.
I just,
Hey, Jim?
yeah. Yes.
Okay, they're gonna come out with guidance next week from the NSAA. Today they were on. And as far as opening gyms for weights and conditioning after June 1st, baseball, softball, practices can start June 1st. And if there's not an uptick, that those seasons could start the 18th of June. We're really not prepared to put out a whole lot of information yet, because the NSAA is still kind of holding their cards close to their chest as of 5 o'clock today. And they're working with the governor on how they can start to reopen activities. But they're pretty guarded with gyms right now. No gyms until June 1st. And then conditioning, when they start talking about team sport, they weren't ready to talk about team sport today at all. And but they did say that they could do, that they're going to put out some guidance on weightlifting and on conditioning of groups of 10 or less and 6 feet apart. And I mean, so that's the guidance we have right now. We will get more next week, hopefully in writing from NSAA, but that's where we're at. as of 5 o'clock today when the governor, commissioner, and Jay Bella were on together.
All right. Well, we could do one good thing,
Yeah,
but
if the principals, just a second, I'm gonna stop the share. Maybe, starting with Brian. I'm gonna unmute everybody. Give us one good thing that's happening in your place. Unmute yourself, everybody. Brian, what do you got?
Aubrey check, what you got?
Looking for the
A couple things.
There he is.
Very
Okay.
grateful for. You got me? Okay. Just after the past few difficult spring plantings we've had here on the farm, it's been incredibly productive, very good weather for our spring planting. So that's been a very pleasant surprise. And I will say, excited to have Corey on board at the school, at the high school. And she's real excited about getting to positively affect a lot of teenage kids. And she's excited about that position. And so am I. That's all I got.
Jesse, what do you got?
This spring, if you go to my report, I just kind of highlighted, I was going through all the evaluations of our teachers, and our staff really did a fantastic job this year. I mean, through the 3 quarters that they had, I think kind of the highest ratings I've ever given our staff in the 4 years I've been here. So I'm pretty excited. I would also like to say I'm really happy, not happy that she's leaving, but I would like to give a shout out to Mrs. Sabota for her years of service to Schuyler Community Schools. She has been working from home. We've been bringing boxes and boxes of filing and paperwork to her, and she just takes care of it for us and calls us and says, I got it done. And then we bring her more. And kind of a weird way to go into retirement. I would like to just say thank you for all her service.
Jim, you're up.
I would like to echo some of those same thoughts with Marv retiring. He spent over 30 years in our district, and I don't think there's a guy who takes more pride and puts more work into our sporting fields and makes those just look outstanding, better than most yards out there. And he's been great to work with, and he's going to be missed. But I hope he enjoys his retirement and enjoys his grandchild that he recently gets to spend a little time with. So thank you.
Heather, you're up.
I would just like to give a shout out to my after school program who did the treeathon. We were able to hand out over 400 trees a couple of weeks ago. And then also thank Jenny Hammernick and Tammy G. They are both retiring here. And it's a tough way to end this year when they don't get we didn't get class pictures. And, so there's a lot of different emotions, I think, happening this year with our teachers who are retiring who don't get that closure. So, but wonderful teacher and para, and we're going to miss them a lot next year.
Ms. Burton?
I'd like to reaffirm what Jessie Zavidal said about Mrs. Sabota. She's been just always willing to help at the middle school. There's oftentimes she'll say, hey, I'm not needed right now, so is there something else I can do? And she's always filling a need, and we've really appreciated that. I also would really like to just really thank Jamie Ramirez and her leadership and our lunch staff. I know they were highlighted last week, but day in and day out, they just keep coming every day, and working hard to make sure that our kids are getting a good meal, they're treating people right. And I'm just really thankful with everything that they have going on, moving the high school kitchen, getting everything on board, working with the different programs that are handing things out, the backpack program included with Mrs. Rita. It's going well because we have great leadership in Jamie. So.
Left all, you're up.
Okay, I'm just excited about the opportunity for the newcomers program that we have at the high school. I just think we have some great ideas coming together, and Brandy Zavadil has done a great job of helping kind of form that process. We got a great hire this last week, and we just look forward to kind of seeing what that's all going to shake out, and hopefully what our vision will come to fruition and we can get that thing going. But we just got a lot of great stuff happening right now. So appreciate the opportunity.
Darlie.
I would like to say thank you to I know I say it all the time how much I love my SPED staff, but they have done a phenomenal job with all of the, all of the rules and regulations of getting to work with kids and reaching out to them at least twice a week, even the little ones. So, and probably a huge thank you to Michelle and Darren too. We're gonna miss you, maybe, but no.
Okay, we're moving on. Bill.
Just happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And then the other good thing I'd like to say is to Mr. Kovar. I don't know how many more times we have left here, but he's been an amazing asset to our district. And I am going to say I'm going to miss that guy. He's done a lot of good things. He's a funny guy. I know I just read his report, but I truly have met a lifetime friend, and I know Schuyler has prepared him, and Meade is going to be lucky to have him, but I know he did good things for Schuyler, and he'll continue to make Schuyler proud in the future.
Very good. Dave, you're up.
Hey, I got a message a little bit ago, actually, from Mrs. Leftal, and so I want to give a shout out to them that they have the priority standards uploaded into the FileMaker Pro module, the standards module of FileMaker Pro, and so that's coming along. That's a lot of work that's gone into getting that done. All the teaching staff, and then my staff, Mrs. Leftal and Mrs. Perrin, getting that stuff all prepared and put up there. So I'm excited to see that come together.
Mr. Grammer, still out there.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to it's good to see everybody since I've been in quarantine for a while. But I just like to say Corey Bobercheck and Kara Blaze, good hires. I feel good about it. Appreciate it. And I appreciate the technology we have with Zoom, because Mother's Day, all our kids are separated, but at least we could see each other on Zoom. And having grandma not get to see her grandkids, that's pretty tough.
Nina, you still alive out there?
Yes. Well,
There you are.
one positive thing is that I'm happy to see everyone on the call. That means that all of us are staying healthy. So I'm very grateful for that. Please continue to stay safe. Thank you for all your work and all the things you do to continue this journey through difficult times. And on the personal side, I'm so excited that tomorrow are elections. I have been working really hard on trying to people to stay home and vote from home and stay safe during these elections, but still making their voice to be heard. So I'm very excited that tomorrow's election day. So everybody remember to send back your ballots or go to your polling place, okay? And that's it for me.
Very good. Mr. Kovar.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have really stepped up and gone above and beyond, and of course I think I've got to start with Tracy Krotzel and Barb McGowan as two of the best that Schuyler Elementary has ever seen. The years they've put in, the dedication, I mean, they truly show the right way of what it takes to be a quality teacher. So we've been lucky to have them as part of our district for so long. Annette Vadova, the work she's done, very much appreciated. Meredith Rehas just really doing a great job with all the backpack program and the community food drive. She's put in a lot of work on making sure our families and kids have had some extra food out there because it has been a tough time for a lot of people. So just an amazing amount of people doing such great things. And I'm sure I'm leaving some people out, but thankful for everything I've had here, my time, and it truly has prepared me, and I've learned so much. And that's, I guess, what I hope you guys can take away, that, you know, just like with our students, all you can ask is that you've prepared them the best they can as they go off. And I do feel that I'm extremely prepared to move on, and I have a lot of good memories and thoughts here. So thank you for all the opportunities that I've had. And on a personal note, I'm got a daughter that's got her sweet 16 tomorrow. So we're going to do our best to give her a good sweet 16 quarantine birthday, and she won't be able to drive, but we're going to do our best to make it a special day for her tomorrow. So.
Very good. Well, Minor, what's going on?
So a couple things. First one, I have a daughter graduating this year. So her last official school day is Wednesday. She gets to turn everything in, computer, books, everything. So I know she won't have the ceremony she wanted this coming Sunday, but we'll try to make it as special as we can for her home. Make her realize what a big accomplishment that is for her.
Yeah.
So, and she'll be leaving in August, which that's the sad part. But and then one good thing that has come out of this thing is really forced me to slow down a little bit. So we're always running around with the kids, going to sporting events, soccer here, basketball there. And I think this is probably the most time that I've had one-on-one with my kids in a long time. So you gotta look for good things on times like this, and that's one good thing. My son and I have been golfing twice a week for the past 4 weeks.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've really enjoyed that one-on-one time with him.
Yeah. Sally with the new hairdo.
I think we finally have adjusted to our new surroundings. We have the co-op order in, we have our requisitions pretty well done, working on the longevity to hand out our awards. So even though nobody's in school, we're still doing all those things and getting ready for next year.
I'm excited about the Head Start. We were able to get going on the new performing arts area in school, just to maybe have that a little bit more ready at the beginning of the school year or close to the beginning for next fall rather than waiting. That's cool. And our son William graduated from college, UNL, this just last Saturday, and of course he didn't want me to take his picture in front of the TV, so I didn't get a picture of him. So. But he's got a job in Lincoln, and he's well prepared for that too. So
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Well, the first thing I want to do, I want to thank Mrs. Burton and Mr. Kovar for their sharing their talents with the district over the last several years. They will be missed, and we do wish you the best going forward. I also want to comment with regard to the goatees and stuff. It's like the Three Musketeers with Stephen, or with Dr. Gibbons, Dr. Leftall, and Jim. Stephen kind of sets you guys, he's in his own league. He's in his own league. So you guys got something to shoot for there. So
I'm coming to get him.
I guess the thing I just would be thankful, for the health of the families that we haven't had any issues, and going forward, just hope that continues.
I've been working on mine longer than they have. You got Chuck.
I would
Welcome
like to thank all the people that are leaving with their careers moving on and hoping them have a great experience at their new jobs. And I'd like to thank the retirees that retired, that's been in the district for several years, done a lot for us. And the people that are moving on with the administrative people, you've been great for us here, and sorry to see you leave, but understand that life moves on. So have a good time out there and enjoy life and be safe. Thank you.
I just want to give a shout out to our staff. I call them together once a week. They're on at 8 o'clock in the morning for Zooms. They read the stuff. They've responded. The principals, they cooperated with the principals. They've done an excellent job of putting jobs up so support staff have jobs to do from home. And so all the jobs are well defined and correspond with days of work. The administrators are always there, and I've thrown them a lot of curves, and we've worked together on trying to solve a bunch of issues for the school so I can give the administrators a real push. And I think the glue here in this building is we've got a great central office staff of the three ladies who work in this building. There's very few times when I don't put things in front of them, whether it's requisitions or payroll or some changes that they've not done a great job on. So I'll give all three of those groups a shout out. There are some things in my report that you might want to pay attention to. And our last day of the school year is the 20th for kids, 21st for staff. We'll be closed on the 20th through the 25th. So we'll have no staff working. So food service closes down Friday, opens Tuesday. Our last elementary packet pickup is this week. And then next week, our high school packet pickup, when they turn in for the seniors to turn in their iPads, we'll get their graduation cap and gown. We're looking for a graduation ceremony in August. And so we're going to make sure that we get something for them, even though we don't have that. We're not approved for that yet, but by August 1st or 2nd, we think, especially after today, they think things could be opening up even maybe a little sooner, but looking for graduation in August 2nd or 1st or 2nd. We'll be discussing that with our kids and parents. I did put the other updates from the state and federal governments in here, just things that you can look at. We're looking at the possibility of some kind of a summer school in July. We still have a requirement for a summer reading program, and that's still in statute. And unless that gets waived by the governor, we need to at least offer that. And so we will be offering summer school. We'll also be doing some things at the high school for our kids who need to complete courses and trying to get all our seniors closed up so that we can hit that graduation date for them. We've had discussions about what to do with that graduation would be not only graduation, but would also be honors night. So we will put together some kind of a way to recognize the seniors for their honors. And we'll come back to you with a recommendation on how that will look after we get those pictures and get a company hired to do that for us. Looking at the possibility of some things for, while it won't be prom, for our seniors, some kind of a meal on that graduation weekend. And so we're trying to work out some things to see what we can do there to get our seniors together for one last time before it won't necessarily be a prom, but it will be a nice event for them. Our juniors, while they don't have a junior prom, our juniors will hopefully have a senior prom next year. So thoughts on those things? Lots of things for us to get together over the next weeks, but we're going to operate under what the state lets us operate with.
On Facebook, I posted they're trying to promote a sort of parade for seniors this coming Friday. I don't know if you guys seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how that.
I know we can't do anything ourselves. I'm just,
Yeah, not a school sanctioned thing.
yeah, not a
Yeah.
school section thing.
Yeah. But yeah, those kinds of things are neat for kids. But I think what we're looking at is a graduation banner, a poster for each kid that we would have made with all their honors awards and so on, so that the underclassmen will pick up their packets with all their awards for this year. But for those awards that don't go in the packets necessarily, where there are trophies and big plaques, that we would probably present those at graduation, is what we'll look at, presenting those for pictures. Still trying to think we can preserve as much as we can for the seniors. We can send them away with good memories of their high school. At some point, we'll start working with parents as soon as we get some more guidance. So we'll get some information out, and we may have to try to Zoom with our parents or do something like that to help them where we're at with the kids. I think the kids can Zoom, so we should be able to get our parents on.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else from anybody out there in Zoom land? We did run over an hour.
Oh. You did get a little long-winded.
I know. I'm kind of happy with that.
All right. If nothing else to come before the board, we'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you all. Stay safe.